Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. So we just finished a rather difficult fight. We're continuing on our Engineer Insanity playthrough, and we are now going to do a turret sequence. Hooray! Defend the barricade! Embarrassingly enough, I think, die at least once. I am actually still continuing the same playthrough I started at about midnight when the game came out. I think I started at about 11:05 my time, so I'm rather tired. It's now 8 in the morning. I have work in a few hours, but my goal was to get 10 episodes out, and I think I'll be able to do it, if only just. But yes, I'm getting rather tired and not as coherent as I once was, but that's okay, because we will power through it. Yes, a turret sequence here. The random explosions are actually from James. He's using Carnage automatically. Garrus is using Overload automatically, which is nice. It's a nice touch that they overwrite your AI choices. Normally I have them only use defensive powers like ammo and shields automatically. And here I get face raped to death. This is a first time occurrence. I wasn't really sure what to do. I was hitting the left mouse button, hoping that like fended him off. I think you actually want to hit the melee button. I think I tried that later and it works much more effectively. So yes, I actually die. I am quite bad. This time I make it a point to actually summon my drone, and it actually is rather useful since he does just hang back by you and he acts as a third-party member to keep husks from attacking you. So by and large, this sequence is actually very easy if you just pay attention. Eventually, I think now I stop even zooming into hard aim because it was limiting my field of view, and what's more important is just keeping an eye on the husks as they approach, both from the right and the left, and keeping them down. But it's really more of a sequence just for fun than anything else. Even on Insanity, you pretty much never need to get out of the turret and fend off guys with the shotgun or anything when they get too close. I mean, if that is the case for you, you need to just work on your turret aim, because there's no reason for them ever to get that close. Or just your situational awareness, keeping them down on both sides of the screen. But it's a fun sequence. It is satisfying to gun them down with a turret and to watch them get gibbed with the turret and whatever. So, I am pleased. It was certainly a nice break from the difficult combat that I just had. The fights are definitely ramping up and getting more and more difficult as time goes on. The Reapers are far more difficult to face than Cerberus by far, at least so far. Not facing Cerberus Nemesis snipers yet, or Cerberus... what are they called? The Blade guys. I forget what they were called. And now we are introduced to Brutes. Wonderful, splendid brutes. Not really that bad on their own, to be honest. Very difficult, not very difficult, but a much greater threat in groups and when they're backed up by other Reaper forces. But here I am, basically just, okay, we'll get a drone out. He, of course, ignores the drone completely, immediately kills James, starts going after me. And I'm still getting used to 5 being keel rather than F. It's still a bad habit that I will break sooner rather than later, I'm sure, but still sucks. And fortunately I did instinctively use the shotgun on the Brute and on these guys. Shotgun is anti-armor. Still, the Crusader is very solid against armor. So just getting full body shots on him works quite well. I imagine his head probably is a weak point. Definitely did not want to take cover there. Wanted to roll past it, but it happens. Considering his head is such a small target, I would think it would be a weak point, but I don't know for sure. I never made any attempt to target his head. I always just went for full body shots. Maybe snipers out there with time dilation can get some headshots off. I imagine that would work pretty well with the Widow, or the Mantis, or whatever you happen to have, even the Valiant. Unfortunately, and I will certainly be changing my loadout after this planet. I did beat the planet, and oh, how I regretted my loadout as time went on. Hurricane and the shotgun are rather redundant. They're both really more close range than anything, but I'll get into that more later. So, Brute is down. We just skipped a plot-related cutscene that I didn't want to spoil. I don't think I revealed why we're here. I think I've just revealed where we are. You'll need to play the game to find out. I think I haven't revealed why we're here. I don't remember. I can't remember. I've made like 7 videos in the last 9 hours. No, they all run together for me at this point. But let's skip ahead to some more combat and an embarrassing death. Definitely tell I'm getting tired. I think I tried to heavy melee him even when I just get completely destroyed here, unfortunately. But whatever. Pardon. So let's try this extremely easy, stupid sequence again that I somehow managed to screw up. I don't make the same mistake again, fortunately. It's annoying that you really need to get headshots on Husks more now, with the shotty rather than just going for the legs. I mean, it's not a bad thing, I guess. It does increase the skill cap, but Husks aren't really something that I want to have to worry about headshots for most of the time. Considering how they maul you, and considering how, and especially Mass Effect 3, they're usually, and you'll see, and you've already seen, supported by much more dangerous things.
But you're here asking Victus to do the same thing.
I think I said the game I thought was by and large easier than Mass Effect 2 in an earlier video. As the game goes on, yeah, definitely getting a lot harder. Just fine. Fun stuff. But let's skip ahead. Okay, so here we have, by far and away, the most difficult fight in the game up until this point. I will be dedicating another entire video to this fight, if not 2. I'm going to try not to do 2, that's a bit excessive, but very hard, relatively speaking, and certainly one of the biggest skill barriers of the game up until this point. Fight was tough. I actually had to cheese a bit in the end just to get past it, and part of that was for a number of reasons. For one thing, this fight is now not just Husks, it is cannibals, which also, cannibals actually seem to eat other Reapers when they die, which does something to them. It seems to either give them a health boost, or they regenerate health very rapidly, or I don't know what, but it definitely buffs them. And Marauders. So you have all ranged guys, and Marauders need to be bursted down. Marauder shields are very potent, their health bars are very potent. I believe they might be able to heal themselves like the cannibals can when enemies die, but more irritating than that, if that even exists, I'm not sure, it's hard to tell, is they regenerate shields very rapidly when they're not being attacked. So when you attack them, you need to kill them. And they have very powerful shields, oh that was cool, and very powerful red bars. What that just was, by the way, was he was on fire and I finished him with a Carnage, I believe. And when you do that, that often will end in a huge explosion that does a lot of damage. Oh wait, this isn't the hard fight. Or is it? No, it is. I just completely forgot about that. This is the hard fight. This is stage 2 of the hard fight. And now, I don't know if you just saw it, but yes, now brutes are being thrown into the mix. And what makes this fight so difficult is you have brutes that are being supported by ranged guys, so it's very hard to actually stay in cover. That's really the biggest thing. It's just very hard to stay in cover. That combined with the fact that I just have the Hurricane as a source of range damage along with my powers. The drone does very little burst damage, if any real damage at all. It's actually fairly negligible. And Incinerate right now does very little damage, so I have extreme difficulty bursting down the Marauders. And because I have difficulty bursting those down, I wind up getting flanked by them constantly when going after the brutes. So I have a number of deaths because of that. I also use a Reaper Black Hole Gun or something like that. Just, it's a one-use item, and I basically entirely waste it. Reaper Black Star, if you just noticed. If you just saw it. And I just totally waste it. Little of a screen glitch there for a second. I just wanted to see what it did. I figured, I'm not going to need to rely on this to beat this fight. It's probably just for shits and giggles, so I'll just use it on these guys and see what it does. And no, you absolutely should not do that. You need to save that for when the 2 brutes come, which you'll see in a moment. In a moment, we just fought 1 brute, then 2 brutes come, all supported by Marauders. and that's what you should save the Black Star for, to kill those guys quickly. Once you do that, the fight's in the bag, because you can actually stay behind cover and deal with the Marauders. But it's very difficult to survive against 2 brutes, and both of your party members will more than likely be dead, because the brutes will kill them if there's 2 of them. I mean, one of them usually kills them. And then combined with the Marauders, I mean, on Insanity, staying in cover is key to survival most of the time, barring special circumstances, like kiting around pillars or cover or whatever. In this fight, it's extremely difficult to stay behind cover, because the brutes charge you, and then the Marauders just flank you and kill you. And because I have the Hurricane, I can't burst the Marauders down. I just don't have the DPS to burst them down quickly enough. My shotgun is much better at that, but I can't close on them because the brutes will flank me, and the Marauders just kill me when I'm attempting to close. There's like 3 of them. And if you kill the Marauders, if you manage to do it, which I do manage to do it once, a bunch more Marauders come, and a bunch more Cannibals come. So it's entirely pointless. It's just hard. In order to deal with it, I had to get the Marauder or the brutes to follow me into a corner where they can't reach me, and then I kill them with my shotgun and my powers. I actually run out of ammo doing it and have to just very slowly whittle them down with Incinerate, so I'll probably edit out at least a good chunk of that. And here's my first death. First death sucks, but all it was there was a brute. I was trying to deal with him by kiting him, doing my thing in the corner, and there was a Marauder, and he closed, and he killed me instantly, because I can't stay in cover when I'm facing a brute. So again, you need to save the Black Star for when the 2 brutes come, use that, finish them off, then it's cake. And then you can just slowly whittle everything down as you normally would from behind cover. But also, really bad idea to use the Hurricane and the shotgun. You really should be using an assault rifle and the shotgun, or even a pistol and the shotgun. But something that is far more effective at doing very solid damage at range. And, I mean, you could argue that, well, the Hurricane's really good at taking out shields at range. That's true, but the shields go down pretty quick when you have double overload, at least in my case. I would be much better off with something that can take down the red bar faster. That's what I'm having trouble with. You know, just having even a sniper rifle would be great to just take them down really quickly. And that also, I should mention, ammo is extremely scarce on in this area. I mean, there's no area that just has ammo. I mean, there is ammo, but it's on the complete other side of the map, and I do run over there in one of my lives. It takes, I think, something like 5 deaths in order to actually take this fight down. I'll maybe show you 3 of my lives. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do at this point. I'm not sure how long this life lasts. Might be editing some stuff, but here you have me facing both of the brutes at once. And again, it's not difficult to kite the brutes. That's not hard. You can do that easily enough. I've already almost killed one of them. In fact, there goes one. Just kiting with a shotgun. What's much more difficult is doing it without getting killed by Marauders. And I, right now, thought that the Marauders were dead. So now I'm actually moving him outside of my little ring of death where I was jousting with him and kiting him. And I've now moved over here and I'm dead. And there I go. I thought the Marauders were dead, but waves of Marauders come throughout the entire fight that you have to deal with. It's rough. I mean, again, my best strategy for you is just kill the 2 brutes with the Black Star, then focus on everything else. Then you're safe, because then you can stay behind cover. Now I'm just running to the other side of the map and just wondering, okay, is there like somewhere I can go over here that will keep me safe from everything? But no, you can't go behind that building. Those crates cannot be climbed on top of. You can't do anything over here. It's stupid. Don't do it. I figured it was worth a try once. And I actually do survive over here for a little while, which is funny. I will, I guess, just show this to the end of our video, and if I'm not dead by the end of my 15-minute time limit, I'm just going to cut out, and I died. That'll be the end of that story. I died, and then my next video will be dedicated to, I guess, my successful run. And I did it again, I have to use a little cheese, but I just came in so improperly spec'd. I used the Black Star improperly, and when I respawn, it saved after I did that. So I have no way of going back and restarting the fight before that point. And that coupled with my terrible loadout and everything. I guess this is another area you can go if you can lure them to where they can't actually reach you, but I wind up dying. I might just go out or something and die, or I might have just gotten frustrated. I probably die pretty soon. Yeah, I was attempting to suicide right there, actually, but they didn't kill me. I run all the way back. Like, I know this is going to end in failure. So if I don't die within the next 10 seconds... In fact, guys, alright. Thanks for watching, have a good one, and stay tuned for the next video where I actually win. Alright, guys.